Well, hello. We are on Pomodoro number 11. Um, One thing that I realized yesterday, or this morning actually, in different day, is that I have never completed the bowling kata before. I have completed a few times the bank kata, the Marsh Roberts kata, the Game of Life kata, but I have actually never completed the bowling kata. I have every time that I have done it, have been always quite constrained in terms of time, so never actually done it all the way till the end. That's an interesting realization, because some of the requirements I have totally never thought about them before. That's that's interesting. At least I found that interesting. Where do we? Yesterday we left it at this point on time. Let me see. All passing. This all friend test, game test, and we have the strike. Yeah, we have been able to calculate the strikes. Now, this is not enough in terms of doing the strike calculation. What I have done over here. Usually, with the strike, you have the next two bonus rolls, which are the next two rolls for your the next two rolls of the next frame. But what happens when you have two strikes in a row? So put it in another way. I have one strike, a second strike, so that's two different frames, and now we have the next one, the next roll. Yeah, we are missing the second roll for the second strike, but that doesn't matter. So now this thing should get those two over here, those two values, so that's 23. This one gets the next value, 13 in total, and then the 3. So 23 plus 13 is 36, plus 3 is 39. So this is the value that we should be getting. Okay, so let's gonna see what happens. I mean, I'm convinced that it's gonna fail, because we are not dealing with this properly. And that actually happens to be the case. So what is missing is over here, if it's strike bonus, it is not picking up correctly the total. So we actually need to add some check over here, yeah? If So total over here is gonna, sorry about that, me and my fingers. So we have the next one, and also we have to add the score for the next one, and this should hopefully fix the issue. There you go. Hey, fix. Let's gonna do some refactoring just because it has been bothering me for so long that I just want to fix it. First, this one. Let's gonna rename, and instead the score is score. Oh, give me space. I need to save it. Awesome, everything passing. Now we need the same for roll over here. Save over here, save over here, save over here. More. What else we want to change? Is there anything else? Yes, it's got over here. Oh no. There's another change that we could do over here. Is both branches have the scoring. For now, let's gonna remove this. Okay. Is there anything else I want to do around here? There are multiple if layers in this system, yeah? Which never looked too good. And this one, this is an if statement that is unneeded. We can just have it over here. everything passing. So that has cleaned up a bit all this stuff. Let's gonna see. There is something funky going on over here. And I think it's because I have using the name index, it creates a funny setup. We are gonna have to deal with that at some point. Because I think I'm getting confused about things over here. Why this one is the current one that we are dealing with. So we check for the previous to get the score. So to add it an additional time. This one is the previous one as well. So we look into this and the next one. We know it's working, but let's gonna rename this one. I think that we need to rename this one. It's gonna be previous roll is track rather than just call it a strike bonus. Yeah, it's still the same, but now we can do what we can do. Extract this one over here. Let's gonna extract it. Call action. Let's gonna. Well, now let's gonna extract it as a local function. Local function, really? Is that the right thing to do? I'm not sure. Okay, which if we rename that one as previous frame as a spare, this one should be, of course, previous frame is a strike. Oops. So what I'm trying to do over here is just not just put low level stuff. It's trying to go to a slightly higher level on terms of what we are doing. as in I want to be on a logical layer as much as possible rather than just the actual descriptions of steps. Yeah. What I have found in the past is if I do that, then it's much easier for me to see things that are similar or the same. Things that can get collected together. It's like doing transformations on math. When you have these funny equations on math and you want to reduce them, you first start adding things to the equations just so that there is some kind of matching that happens on both on all sides of the equation, or when you have divisions, things like that. You want to add the stuff that then helps you remove stuff, simplify the equation. I was always awful at that in school. pretty awful. But finally, with this, with Kotlin, actually, I'm relatively better at the idea. You add stuff, so patterns emerge, and then you can use that to simplify the code. I think it's all the little things. Is one of the best presentations I have ever seen by Sandy Metz. It was on this Ruby conference in the US a few years ago. And I think she uses the Gilded Rose kata to demonstrate how to do a conversion, how to convert complicated code into something that is easier to change. And one of the things that she says is that as you are doing stuff, then the things can get more complicated. But that's what allows you to later on simplify them. So sometimes the complexity grows up. And suddenly at some point you say, oh, this is so much more simpler than what you had before. And now I have realized that I haven't started my Pomodoro. So this one is going to be an extra large Pomodoro. Okay. Just gonna make sure that I hear. I'm not wearing the headphones today, but I still need to be able to make sure that I hear the gong going off. Okay. Is there any other change that I want to do now? I know what is gonna be the next step. I'm gonna add one small test. This is kind of a confirmation of what is happening at the moment. So this should be working. So this one should be 42. It's gonna the name doesn't matter because what I'm gonna do is remove one of them. Once I have confirmation that ooh, aha. Oh. Of course it's 45. That's 23. That's 16. 3 and 3. 23 plus 16 is 39. 3, 42. 43, 45. Okay. Let's gonna get this running passes. I can just, what I'm gonna do is this second test is an extension of the first one. I don't think I need both of them, so I'm just gonna leave this one. Sometimes tests like I did before with the last per frame and whatnot, I was going to remove functionality, yeah. But over here as well is sometimes tests you remove them because they don't give you anything. They don't provide additional information. But those tests are things that you have to keep track of. There are tests that you have to maintain them, and what's the point of maintaining something that doesn't give you any benefit? Nothing. Remove. Then of course, as it always happens, later on I found that maybe there was a point behind the test. But we will discover if that's the case. We'll know later. That's absolutely fine. Okay, so we are handling multiple strikes, so sparse strikes, multiple strikes. We are nearly there in terms of functionality. We are nearly there. Just gonna go a second over here. Oops. Okay, so we have to go into recordings. Bowling is bowling games test, and we want to run not this one, this one. What happens when I try to run the spec, the full game? Holy crap, we have gone over the number of rolls. Let's gonna check that in a second. I'm just gonna check that. $42 instead of 20. That's 22 more than it should be. As it happens, I know what it is. Probably you know what it is because that's what I left the comment over here. Yes, I will remember in the future. These ones are being counted more than they should be. So we have 10 over here, 26, but this 10 over here is being counted again. So it's 16 plus another 6, which is because it's being counted once more than it should be. That's 22. That's the difference. Awesome. We know where the issue is. We know where the issue is. And the issue is that after the 10th frame, after that you have done your 10th frame, what you are left with are bonus rolls, and bonus rolls should be counted only once. And we have all the things in place that we need to check this, yeah? We added where it is, frame count. We added frame count as something. Oh, yeah, it's gonna put it as an integer. Sometimes I wonder how things just work like that. So we have frame count, so we can use it as in once we have the frame of well, we have passed the 10th frame, we don't need to do additional calculations. So, well, first let me really over there. Okay, let me comment this. All this. Whoa, I did not checking things yesterday, did I? That's bad of me. Let's gonna see if we can do it. Okay, this is all about doing correct calculations, so let's gonna put it separate. We'll do that in a second. Specs, we know that it's just a change on the multiple roles. I have done things in the wrong order, so let's gonna do it slightly different. I prefer to have my systems properly, my commits properly separated as much as possible. Yeah. One of the good things and bad things of Git is the whole staging area, yeah, which allows you to do what I consider really bad stuff. All this is this mixing that I'm doing over here. I do oh. Okay. Jeez. Okay. Again. Maybe we'll have to do that one as well. We'll see in a second. This goes in. This goes in. This goes in. I was saying that being able to do this, it actually promotes bad behavior. One of the reasons why I actually like what's the name? One of the reasons why I like Mercurial, for example, more. No staging area, which means that you actually have to have proper behavior. Okay? The way that is being done at this level is just incorrect. I have seen so many times people having like I have right now over here, yeah, different pieces of code all together into the same branch, and then they do this staging commit, yeah, and you're gonna forget things. It happens all the time. You want to commit code that you don't know if it works or not. Yeah, okay, you have the pipeline. You have the pipeline that is gonna tell you, oh, you have to something is broken, yeah, and you can go and correct it. But that is bad behavior. You should know what you are pushing into the remote branch, the one that you are sharing with everyone. So many things that I know that Git is the main one at the moment, but really it was the bad choice. It worked for the people doing the Linux kernel, but that's fine. A company should not be using. I believe they should not be using Git. Mercurial, Fossil, something else. There are good options out there that are better designed. Okay, this one is just fixing the ratio. Let's gonna get as we are doing just the roles and the scores. Let's gonna get all this in place. And what else do we have over here? Okay, this is being added. This is being added. this over here. Okay, that doesn't need to for now. That doesn't need to. Awesome. Okay, let's gonna add this one over here, which needs this one over here. Okay, and now we can add the rest, which is so this, all of this is for the strikes. This is for the strikes. This is for the strikes, and we can add this one, strikes. All this can go. What do we have over here? This one can go in. And this one is as well for strikes. Okay. And see these. Okay, that doesn't change anything, but the test is passing, by the way, but the test is passing with the frame count when it was an object, just because it's using frame assertions and there is some magic happening behind to get the right type. Yeah. But okay, it doesn't matter too much at the moment. Okay, so now we have to deal with the case of where we're talking just a second about frames. We have that test, the full test, the spec test to deal with it, yeah? Which means that we don't need to create another test. There is no point in creating another test. So on this case, we know that is once we have 10 frames, this is the we can stop here. So it's no longer the count that we want. Is for as long as this is we are within 10 frames. That's all do. Let's gonna see is that everything. Of course, everything breaks. Where will it break? Oh, okay. Because we have lots of cases in which it's less than 10, yeah? So on that case, I cannot just do it like that. Let's gonna undo this. Why is not wanting to undo it? Okay. this dot scores dot count. So back into making sure that all the tests pass. All the tests pass, and we can add the second check. And I believe that should be enough. All the tests are passing. There is something else going wrong. Why has calculated less? It's like it has failed to do the bonus rolls. Like it has failed to do the bonus rolls. Let me see. Let's make it game specs. So let's gonna add some comments over here for now. Frame. So we have, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we have all 10 frames. Oh. Yeah. I can see where the error happens. We are checking for the previous frame is a strike. So we never go into checking this one back again, checking that it's a strike, because we are just getting out. So we need a second reason why we should be checking this, yeah? Oh, there. And it's that the current one, it is strike, and it's frame 10, okay? So we need that information. I'm just copying basically and I'm creating the method on the fly, but it's because I have the previous frame is sped as an example, yeah. Strike index. So this one will be true if index is equal to 10 and that's the trick, hopefully. Oh, everything passes failing. It's not and, it's an or. Okay, everything passing over there. And hopefully this one is passing. It's not 10. And that's why you don't want to use force. It's an error by 1. Damn it! Of course, as soon as we rename, we get out the magic number and we convert into an actual proper number, we will be done with it. That I did not expect. Okay, we have been recording for very long time. I'm gonna stop it over here, and on the next Pomodoro we'll fix that issue. Thank you very much for your time.